As a natural lifter, I do not think you should be trying to cut below the 10% body fat range, given you're already 10 to 15% body fat. If you're higher than 15% body fat, I do think it's a good idea that you should cut down to 10 to 15%, just for overall feeling well, looking good, optimizing hormones, all of that stuff. I think instead, it's much more optimal if you stay within the 10 to 15% range, eat at a maintenance to 300 calorie surplus, and slowly build muscle over time while maintaining a relatively low body fat. Reason number one of why you think you should not be cutting to sub 10% body fat is you're not going to be building any muscle. And this sounds pretty obvious, but I think it's a very blatant fact that everyone should take into consideration. Because one, you're literally just sacrificing muscle for the vanity of looking a little bit leaner. So say you go on a 3 to 4 month cut, okay, which is pretty standard, I would say, if you want to get to sub 10% body fat. You're going to be doing what? One, you're going to be losing some muscle that you've already put on during that cut, because as you lose fat, you're also going to lose muscle, especially as a natural. And the second thing is that you're going to be losing potential muscle that you would have put on if you just stayed in a maintenance to slight surplus during that same 3 to 4 months. So you're sacrificing huge gains over that time you're cutting and just essentially taking a large chunk out of your lifting journey that you're never going to get back. The second reason is you're going to throw your hormones way off. Most importantly, you're going to crush your testosterone production. Now, there's a whole host of problems that comes with low test. You're probably aware of most of them. You're not going to be able to put on muscle as easy. Your sex drive is going to be lower. And just overall in general, your zest for life is going to be pretty low with low test. So that's reason number two. The third reason, and the one that I don't think a lot of people take into consideration before they undertake the task of getting to sub 10%, is that you're going to be living a miserable existence. The main reason is because of the diet that you're going to have to undertake to get there. You're going to have to be in a calorie deficit all of the time. You're going to have to be counting your calories, tracking your macros all of the time, and that sucks. That's a lot of effort, especially when you're already pretty mentally drained all the time from being in a calorie deficit. You're going to be sitting there thinking about food. You're going to be laying in bed thinking about food. Pretty much all the time you're going to be thinking about food, and that's going to suck. The second thing is that your workouts are going to suck too. Every day you're going to be going into the gym. You're going to have low energy. You're probably going to be getting weaker every single week, and that's just not fun. Nobody likes to go into the gym and just see their numbers go down. So you're probably going to be supplementing a ton of caffeine just to get yourself through the day, to keep your mental energy at a somewhat reasonable level. And then your social life is definitely going to take a hit too. Say you want to go out to a restaurant. Nope, doesn't fit the macros, buddy. Say you want to have a dessert or some type of sweet at the end of the day. Nope, can't be doing that. Doesn't fit the macros. That's tough. Now that I've laid out my case of why I do not think you should be trying to cut to below 10% body fat as a natural, I'll tell you what I think you should do instead. I think that you should maintain between 10 to 15% body fat, and here's why. Reason number one, your physique is still going to be looking very aesthetic. The V taper is definitely going to be there. You're going to have a pretty good six pack. The vascularity is going to be there. Overall, it's just going to be looking very nice, okay? Reason number two, you can maintain 10 to 15% body fat year around very easily, assuming you keep your diet relatively reasonable, okay? It's not that hard to maintain that level. And reason number three is that you can slowly but surely put on muscle, progress your numbers, get bigger over time within this range. And that's probably the most important thing. So what have we established? One, don't cut to below 10% unless you're competing in a bodybuilding competition or there's some other weird reason that you need to do it. And number two, just stay within a 10 to 15% body fat range, eat a relatively healthy diet, make sure your numbers are going up over time, and your lifting journey is going to keep going the way you want it.